All right, ladies, welcome, welcome. We have made it to our final session of the day for day number 1 of Nectar, the Well-Nourished Woman. Thank you to those of you who've been here all day. Thank you to those who are just joining. Thank you to those who are watching the replay. Wherever you fit into this beautiful mosaic puzzle, you are so welcome. We're so grateful to have you with us. And as I was sharing, my edifications of our beautiful guest speakers are really just love notes to the women that are the closest to me. So I will let them share a little more specifics, or Layla in this case, of how she really works in the world. But I'm going to share about how I experienced Layla and part of why I invited her here. So Layla is one of my dearest girlfriends. I'll just name that first and foremost. And beyond that, with that, she is the woman, I share this often, so if you've heard this story, but she taught me what the word and the beingness of a muse actually is. And I don't say this lightly. When I met Layla, I was like, oh, this is what the artists throughout all time have felt. Like, there is a woman that is so beautiful and rich and deep and complex, and complicated and mysterious and all the things. And like, I want to paint her. I want to write poetry about her. I want to support her. And more than anything, I just want to know more. I want to get closer. And so again, this is the theme of this magnetism of the raw. Again, Layla will share with you more. We've been talking today about the underworld. We've been talking about the depths that we go to as women. We've been talking about the mess and the confusion, and we're talking about how we bloom through that, right? The lotus that comes through that mud. And Layla has so much to share in all these different areas. But what I will share is that she is somebody who, again, similar to Taj, but in her own unique way, has really allowed herself to like be decomposed in the earth so many times, right? Is to like really fully surrender everything that we think, who she thinks she is, how she feels she's supposed to show up in the world, and just say like, God, work through me, as a true artist. So she'll share with you in a moment that she's an incredible business coach. And when I look at her, I'm like, she's an artist. She's somebody who's taken this canvas of life and painted so uniquely and boldly, and is also just getting started in a lot of ways, and so this artistry is how I want to introduce her, this muse energy, and yeah, just such a medicine woman, such a beautiful woman in my life. She's somebody that I am devoted to now and always, and I'm just so grateful to have you here with us, sister. Thank you so much.
Oh, Maria, you have this way to melt my heart. Oof. Thank you. Thank you for seeing me. It's so powerful when we are truly seen for who we are. It's like God descends a mirror so you don't forget. And it stays there for as long as you are allowing yourself to receive. And then we get into moments of life where we forget. And then Maria always comes back and puts the mirror in front of me and says, hey, babe, don't forget. Don't fall asleep. Don't play small. This is who you are. Thank you. Thank you, sister. And thank you, everyone who's choosing to be here today. You could be doing a million things with your brilliant time, your most precious asset, and with your presence, which is the key of magnetism, right there. That's why I called you, invite you in with your video today. Because our most valuable asset is our presence, is what we are. We only exist when we are being present. And so when I stepped on stage in 2018, Maria, that when our romance began, 2016, I don't remember. Many years ago, I stepped on stage with my dance company, 2017. How does Rebecca know? This is adorable. Rebecca, I love you. It was 2017, and I can't wait to hear how Maria came to feel in me. Oh, wow. The ways we weave. I stepped on stage that day to open Bali Spirit Festival with my dance company, and Maria was in the audience. That's how it all began. And there was no way for Maria to know Where am I from? What do I do? How many degrees I have? What have I studied? Who do I know? All she could feel from myself and all the women was our presence. And today, Maria has invited me here to share about something that's dear to my heart. And I told her, let's talk about magnetism. Because today, more than ever, and as we step into this transition of our world, of our society, of our systems, and of our personal lives, we could get caught up in trying to do things and fix things and go get things and do, right? Which is extremely important when it's guided through the being and through the presence, but is really kidnapping the fullness of our attention right now in the world. And I know that as women, we have an easier path to this state of being because we become new life. Maria said that I was going to tell you how I am a business coach, but she knows I am an artist, right? Here's an example of the doing versus the being. She said, I embody the muse and the artist. And these are two, right? There's the muse and then there's the artist. The muse inspires the artist. All of it is just leading us to the same, that it is the being, it's not the doing. And women have this program within ourselves because when a woman gets pregnant, which is her biggest creation, but also every single month when our cycle moves, right? Our body becomes the creation. The masculine implication in the process of creation is they go and do. They deliver, they plant the seed, right? There's an action process. And even the way their sexuality works, it's like they're going for it, they're going for it, they're going for it. It's goal-oriented, right? We become. The way we create is we become. And that is our magnetism. So the invitation is to pause. We have 45 minutes together, Maria. We have 45 minutes. And if whatever we talk about, whatever we move, however you connect with me, keep checking in with yourself. Am I being here? Am I being present? Or do I feel tempted to get distracted, to text, to look at something else, to wander in my thoughts? Am I being here? Am I being here? I can see it. I can see in the screen who's being here. Especially we have such an intimate group, right? I can feel it. Everybody can feel it consciously or unconsciously. I'll take a breath there and I'll invite you to use the chat box and tell me in one word, how's your current presence? How are you feeling right now? La Victoria Cósmica, what an amazing name, hermana, said that she's here to listen. I wonder if there's a new word that has come through. Jeanette said, maybe it's Jeanette, maybe it's not Jeanette. She said that she's here for forgiveness. So take a moment, even if you already responded before, and drop a word on the chat box and let me know how's your present moment, how you're feeling right now.
And while we're doing that, I actually want to share another little nugget of what happened after I saw you, Layla. What happened? I was like, I gotta be there with these women doing whatever it is they're doing, and against all odds, I ended up joining their performing art team. And what I will just want to name this before we go further, because it's so specific to what we're talking about here. I remember I think it was like the first day I was in the studio with you ladies, and we brought in the principle of authentic movement. And prompt was like, you lay on the floor and you do not move until you feel a truly authentic movement move you. And that lesson, I've still been unpacking that for the last 7 or 8 years, but that just feels like it brings us so deeply to this medicine you carry of presence and of true authenticity. And so I just want to drop that into the space to kind of bring this energy here forward with us as we continue with Layla's transmission.
Oh, Maria, you're so brilliant in the way you guide. So I'll ask another question, loves, in the chat box. Tell me, who is a businesswoman? So who works for herself and is putting her offering in the world? In any version, you could be part of a bigger company and you put in your gift there as well. Just put a yes on the chat box, so like me. Amazing. Okay, pretty much having amazing. The reason why I'm asking is Maria just spoke out loud the key to a lot of magnetism, but very specifically how I'm supporting my clients to really manifest abundance. And I don't mean the paycheck to paycheck freedom, which is freedom that we can get. No, I'm coaching women who are scaling their businesses to multiple 6 figures and 7 figures, right? One of the keys is you don't move until it's fully authentic. Because if you move in business, you're building landing pages, hiring VAs, putting money on ads, writing copy. Every movement in business is like this big thing that needs to set in motion, right? Same in a relationship. You're starting a new relationship. It's this big thing. Is you're meeting the guy and their family and your friends are meeting him. It's like every choice, it starts a tidal wave. As an artist, as a creator, as a human that knows the power of your creation, you really don't start a tidal wave until you're sure that this is the most authentic tidal wave they're going to be part of, because you're going to ride the wave till the end. That's for sure. Some of us are faster moving. If you're a fasting generator, you can start a tidal wave and then halfway through be like, yeah, we're going this way, right? If you're a generator, and I'm making reference to human design for those of you who are familiar, if you're a generator, it's going to be harder for you. Once you start a wave, that wave is going to move until it, and you will learn lessons. You know, when I had the women in the studio, and I don't remember details, but let's just say Maria went into moving something that she felt looked good, but she wasn't feeling it authentically, and I can see it. I will talk to Maria and invite her to pause. That's already Maria learning the information that that's not her authentic pathway of movement. So no tidal wave goes in vain, right? We're learning, we're always learning. When Maria started introducing, talking in the call about how you died during COVID. And when you introduced me, you said, I'm a person that has allowed herself to die. I mean, I died last year, babes. You have no idea. I had to have all my tidal waves crashing. I had started a new business endeavor with a partner and a big chunk of investment, a relationship I was 2 years in, and a choice of geographical location that were not coming fully from authenticity because I was not fully in my power and I was not fully knowing myself. I had to crush these 3 tidal waves. I went through heartbreak, not belonging, displacement, moving islands, and bankruptcy in 1 year, talking about tidal waves crashing. And the human being I am today in front of you, the gifts I can give you today, these gifts are because I crashed those tidal waves. The man I am, cancel calling, the man I am meeting in my new reality, there's no more calling here, there's only meeting. You know, the precision, gotta get all the way through the words. There's so much we cast spells through our words that we're not casting in the right direction. We say, you know, we fill up the spaces. We're not waiting for the authentic thing. We're like filling up the spaces. So I'm doing my best now to, constant that. I'm not doing my best. I am choosing my words impeccably. Back to the thought, the men I will meet now, the business partnerships I will engage now, they have a different level of quality because I went through those waves. And yet, as conscious women, as women who are sitting here listening to transmissions to step more into our power, we have already so much room for impeccability if we just invite in our lives that exercise that Maria mentioned. Lay down on the floor of your life, especially in the big decisions. And don't move until your body moves. And a really good way to integrate this in your life, if it's resonating now and you're like, oh, I really want to do this, do it physically. And maybe that's the practice we can do today, Maria, if that feels true. But if you do it at home every day, every morning, you just put music. You can even program your alarm with a nice song. And you lay there on your back, connecting with your body. And you only allow the movements that feel authentic. Since you are in bed, probably there's going to be something that your body really wants to reach out. What is the information already there? Our bodies are choosing that motion instinctually every morning. What is the authenticity? Like the biology is talking about emotions. The biology feels without our thoughts about how good we are not or how much we don't like our work or whatever comes in the morning. The body's information, the body's true expression is go expand. It's a really good exercise to practice because then you get the information in the body, not just this concept that Layla gave me that I need to remember. Go ahead, Maria. You were going to unmute yourself, right?
Yes. Again, I love that I'm getting to layer in the stories of our love story and our meeting, because this is all just so perfectly aligned. But again, long story short, I saw Layla and these women, and they announce, maybe I'm using this, but it was on Instagram the next day. We're actually including, we're inviting one more woman into our team, but you have to be here for 6 months commitment. And I was literally in Bali for like a month. And I thought, well, that's not me. But they said, show up to this workshop. It's a workshop audition. And I thought, well, I can't, I'm already defaulted, I'm not going to be here for 6 months, but I want to be there. So I show up to the workshop. We go through all these beautiful processes, again, this authentic movement. And then comes the moment where it's like, okay, now you are sharing, you're presenting. This is kind of the audition kind of moment, the climax of the moment. And the way that the villa was set up, you kind of started way back. So there was kind of a panel of women who were watching, and you started way back. And way back here, it's like nobody can see me because there's a bunch of women in front of me, but you're moving forward into the line until eventually you kind of arrive at the front, and you are dancing and everyone's watching you. And again, in the past, even before this workshop, I love to dance, but I was a trained salsa dancer in Latin ballroom. It's all about perfection, precision, and beauty, right? And the whole day of the workshop was the opposite, right? It was like, again, do what your body wants to do. And so I literally arrive, I'm doing all this dance, and then I arrive and there's steps up to the kind of ultimate platform where the women are watching, and I literally crawl. I get to the steps,
Remember this.
crawl, and I am just pulling myself up because she's given us a prompt, right? So I'm in this process, expressing the prompt, but also from an authentic place. I crawl, and I'm thinking, barely thinking, but there's a moment that I'm like, this is literally the most unattractive thing I've ever done in my life. I am literally crawling like a little limp, crippled puppy up to this stage. And then I start dancing, and my hair is everywhere, and I'm sweating. And at some point I have an orgasm, and I'm just like, and I'm just giving everything that I have that moment from the most authentic place that I knew. And then I finish and I'm like, okay, well, I can't be chosen, so I'm bye, right? So I go to get on my scooter and Layla comes running after me. It was so cute, literally running. It was after that moment that I saw her and I was like, who's this woman? Now it's her turn. She comes running after me. Where are you going? I'm like, oh, well, I'm done. She goes, no, woman, no. And in that moment, again, it was,
Present.
yeah. She saw something, but she also helped to evoke something that I had never been able to touch before, which again was movement that was so authentic, that was such a mess, that was so raw, and at the same time was like the most evocative art that I could have ever offered, you know, at that place that I was. So again, I want to tie that all into this experience because again, that authentic movement is that's the whole point. It's not the thing that your mind is like, this would look really good. It's the thing that your body's like, I can't literally move another step until I do this thing, you know, until I open this block, until I move this way, until I make this face, you know, and like just open whatever needs to be opened. And the beauty right now, again, we're not going to do this on camera. If we do feel to do this, maybe we take a little vote of this as our exercise, but is when you do this at home with your music, no one is watching. This is really for you. And this is for you to be able to, again, we were just talking about how Tantra is the descent into the body, into the truth that's beyond the programming, the noise of all the voices of the way we should look or the way we should move or the way we should dress. This is an actual opportunity to be so fully present in your body that, and that's the access to the intuition. That's the access to the womb wisdom. Again, this is who was it who said earlier, this is not talking about womb wisdom. This is unlocking womb wisdom, right? And so Layla, again, you're just such a living, breathing example of this. Like, how do we touch that which is the most authentic and true? And simultaneously, even when our mind says that that's messy and ugly, the joke of it all is that's the thing the world is the most attracted to, you know, that's the thing the world wants from us.
Wow, it's again a brilliant way of directing us right now because you might be hearing Maria's story, which by the way, I'm so glad you told the story because I had all the images. You were wearing something blue. You were wearing like a cotton stretchy blue dress, or like I have the vision of you. And you might hear the story and you might think, oh, well, that's not applicable to my life, right? That's a movement audition in Bali in a villa. It's the same principle. It's actually a scientifically backed principle. Because what happens when we look at each other in an unconscious, I would say subconscious, it's not unconscious, it's subconscious part of our brain, of our software, is that something called the mirrors, the mirror neurons, they are getting activated. Let me write it down. Maria, write it down because my pronunciation is very Spanish. Mirror neurons, las neuronas espejo. There is a group of neurons that are activated, and what they are doing is they are mirroring the other person's experience, or at least as much as you're being allowed to. So in this case, I will have be mirroring visual, but also I will mirror Maria's breath pattern, and I will mirror Maria's sound. And because I'm a trained somatic therapist, I can also mirror Maria's level of authenticity. For over 15 years, I've been trained, and I train with some of the best. I trained with Anna Halpring, which was 96 in San Francisco. So I've done hours and hours of diagnose. So I'm watching people moving, and I'm learning to see patterns and to see when someone is moving out of not knowing what to do, or someone is moving out of feeling shy, or someone is moving out of a motherhood womb. Like we even dissect the body and which body part mirrors what kind of emotion and what kind of trauma. So I have a really trained eye, right? So I am consciously looking for that, but my mirror neurons, which works subconsciously like everyone else does, is also mirroring that. So we have all of this panel of information that tells us exactly what the other person is actually experiencing. When the real experience and the pretended experience don't match, we instinctually cannot trust. You can check this in a laboratory. If Christina now had a really authentic expression, she shook her head and she breathed out and she shook her pen. I have Christina on the right corner of my eye. That mirrored exactly her state of being. It was truth, right? So if we were in a laboratory studying her, that was 100% score. We are doing this all the time. So you're going into a job interview and you're telling the person that you got it all together, but internally, you're not sure because you have heard that this guy doesn't like Spanish women and your ex-boyfriend left you last year and told you a couple of ugly things about your accent and whatever is going on, I'm making it up. Yeah. The person cannot trust you no matter how good you actually look for the position. The opposite of that is what Maria did. The opposite of that is I really drop the mask, like I really let go of my need to be anything else than what I'm being. And I take the risk. And immediately you become magnetic. That'll be the job interview when the guy will be like, yo, I don't know what this girl has. Her pitch wasn't perfect. I hear you. We might need to give her another chance for pitching, but this girl has it. And that's the job you get hired by the person that believes in you from before you got hired. So setting you up for success. Once again, this is a gorgeous concept, but you can practice it from today. The invitation in this call to just completely, like, what would I do if I would do exactly what I want? And one good exercise for this is like, if your nose is itchy, pick your nose. Like, go ahead and pick your nose in the call. We will know what you're doing. Because it's crazy how much of ourselves it is not authentic. We get since we're little. How you see, how you move, what you say. And the time you're in your 30s, you don't know who you are. You're like, I'm so behind here. Right? That is the key of magnetism. Again, it's back to presence, right? And then when you have practiced this for a long time, you can see Maria, right? How she's sitting right now, the grace of her presence, how she speaks. Like Maria is like this in her life. Like she's walking around my property in Ibiza with her toddler, all covered in mango, with the phone on the hand. And she's like, you know, like freaking queen. She's like, even has the hair flick that you don't freaking know how the fuck the hair flicks like that with a toddler and a phone and mango all over her body. She has that because she has embodied it, because she's practiced this a lot. So then, you know, you can harness those moments of authenticity and really distill them within one breath in this way of walking in the room. Hey, good morning, everyone. Because I'm not doing this because I know this will look good. This is the authentic movement that my energy wants to do, because it's all, you know, it's walk this path so many times. Like the amount of times I've been doing this movement in the dance floor. And what does this movement do? This movement is when your Kundalini energy is rising because you're excited for a moment, meeting someone or saying something, and you want to share it with the world. This is the hair flick in the movies. Why does the hair flick work? Because it goes from the woman in to the screen. But if you engineer this hair flick, it looks not pathetic. If you're a good actor, it might look good. But you know what I'm trying to say, right? But when you have spent hours of your life as a somatic therapist, all I do is move and help people move, right? So I'm constantly, I also live in Bali or in Ibiza, where there's amazing ecstatic dance and contact communities. So I'm like moving my body in spaces of freedom many hours a week. You can do it at home. Just put your favorite playlist. It can be techno. Like yesterday, I was doing an authentic movement with techno because I needed to move energy, you know. It can be bachata. It can be whatever. And you just allow your body to move. Not one day, not 2 days, every day. Every day. Because you will see eventually, you can feel the authentic movement, but you can also distill its essence and put it in the world. Full authenticity, but also, what is the word? Sophistication. But it's an authentic sophistication. That's where it's super powerful. It's not pretending to be sophisticated. It's not trying to be sophisticated. Sophistication comes from the distillation of the authenticity.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh my gosh. But as we're talking, I'm like, I feel, and I don't know if the ladies are feeling like it'd be so great to move a little bit. I think that's part of what I would love. Layla, you have so much to share, and I'd love to keep hearing. But if we could do a little embodied practice with you, I mean, again, Layla is one of the most masterful facilitators I have ever met. So we are in for a treat if it feels true to get up and move a little bit. How does that feel, Mama?
Yes, let's do it. So, is everybody feeling good with moving? Is everybody I can see? Yeah? Beautiful. I will invite you to leave your camera on so I can see you, because I bounce of you. I do this when I do my master classes. I have hundreds of women, and it's amazing. Everybody's being witnessed by me because everyone else is in their own journey. So nobody's watching you, but I'm being able to witness them. I will invite you to be on your knees in the floor if you can. Bring your laptop down. If you can't, is anybody who cannot be on the floor on their knees? Can I give you a modification? Maria, you're the only one that I see. Maria Valles, I see you on a chair. Is it portable? Can you bring it down? Amazing. So find a cozy, a comfy place on the floor. And if you can put a yoga mat or a pillow or something, pillows on your knees, just we're going to be a little bit on the floor. So make it comfy. And the reason why I'm bringing you to the floor, even though we could do the same practice standing up, is because female center of gravity is in the womb. I mean, human center of gravity is in the sexuality. Our gravity is in our womb. If I bring the womb closer to the earth, I help you experience where I'm wanting to get you. But you could ultimately do this standing up as well. And I'm going to get the AC because I'm sweating so much.
Mama, do you want me to play some music, or do you have, or you want us no music?
I will play something on my side if you give me rights, which you might have already. Right?
Let me make sure you can share your screen. I think then that should include the audio.
I can already. I can. It's already, somehow you already gave it to me. Some space, yep. All right. So you see, it's still the morning. My body's 8 to 9, so my body's not super warm. So I have two pillows in between, so that there's not a lot of weight on my feet and on my legs, and I can be comfy. Eventually, you need to be comfy. So if it's if it's uncomfortable, just sit down, sit on your back instead of on your knees. Christina, I have to compliment your hair because it's going to explode inside of me, the compliment otherwise. What a gorgeous mane. Oh, wow. That whole time I'm looking at her, and I have her and Maria right now with both manes. You know, I'm in the process of growing mine after many years of being short. So my hair is getting somatic references from yours. My mirror neurons are like, all right, here's where we're going. All right, my loves, close your eyes and take a deep breath in your womb. Pop your belly out if you were holding it up. And make sure your breaths go all the way to the womb. When they exhale, you can allow some sound to move through. It activates the vagus nerve. Oh. Inviting your body to arrive, or I should say, inviting your awareness to arrive in your body that was here the whole time. I invite you to relax the muscles of your vagina and your perineum and your anus on the next exhalation. So you inhale fully. And as you exhale, you literally relax all the muscles, the outer layer and the inner layer. You inhale fully and you exhale, relaxing. And I would dare to say you can even push out a little bit. If you were having a tampax or a yoni egg, like a little motion to like pop it out of your vagina. That's the level of awareness I want you to bring to the muscle. Oh, every exhale, you just relax. The inhales don't require a lot. They just happen because your body wants air. You inhale fully. And then, you relax and you pop those muscles. Relax them. It's a bit of intention to drop. A good image that you can play with is a big root coming out of your vagina, getting into the ground, connecting you with the earth as if you were a tree. Deep inhalation, and as you exhale, you drop the roots down. Continue doing this very simple breath, very simple muscle engagement on your own rhythm. At will. And if you keep bringing the sound, you are having a bigger impact in the neurochemistry of your body, shifting to relaxation, because the vagus nerve triggers a cocktail of hormonal release. Maria, can you hear the music and my voice in a decent way?
Oh no, the music isn't, it kind of started and then faded out. Is it playing for you?
Now. All right, Mama. Relax.
Music down a tiny bit. Yeah.
The music down? Yeah, that's better, right?
We can hear you.
Go back to us. Same inhale and exhale. Same relaxation. Don't get outside. Eyes closed. And with every inhale, now we're going to allow our chest up. So we're inhaling full the belly, air. Feel the chest with air, and that feel in the chest, just feel a little motion of expansion. And as you exhale and relax, there's a natural motion. Remember, I don't want you to do it. I want you to feel it, and let it happen. Like Maria did before. First exhale. Now, the body expands. Exhale. Body deeply. Inhale. Body expands. Exhale. I'm gonna do 3 minutes of this, but I'm not gonna talk. I'm just gonna follow your body. I'm gonna put the music down. And I want you to really tune into the movement and let it increase in its expression. Once you find the authentic movement, then you lean into that one and you make it bigger and bigger. But if at some point you find yourself doing it, you go down back to find the authentic one again. And that is the one that you lean into and expand. Alison, if it feels good, I will remove the hat so that your head has full vision and it's like more comfort. All right, inhales. Remember to relax the muscles of your vagina in the exhale. Amazing. Keep going. Inhale, expand. Exhale. You have found somehow your authentic. If not, you find it again. But Alison has it, Maria has it, Tina has it, Victoria has it, Maria Teresa has it. And Victoria's gets here and there. Victoria, you're frozen for me. So, now I see. You all have it. So now you're going to really squeeze it. So when you inhale and expand, you're going to really squeeze it. Go to the fullness by your arms, by your face. And when you are collapsing and release, also going to squeeze the movement. By squeeze, I mean live it to the fullest. Yes, you live it to the fullest. You experience the entire wave of emotion, the entire wave of the movement all the way. Inhale, expand. Put the finger in the teeth. Open your left leg full. Like this. 2 minutes of this, your own expression. Remember, when you inhale, constantly, when you exhale, you also let go of some muscles. Give a bigger last step. How much bigger can you stand? And the next inhalation, stand, go, arms up. Hold your arms up. Till you are fully complete. And then you're gonna hold your body, holding the posture, your body full of air. Now you can hold it for 15 seconds, and I'm not forgetting. I want you to do one thing. I want you to squeeze your vagina one time and feel that. Holding, take another sip of air. Holding and squeeze the vagina one more time. And you're going to exhale 3, 2, 1. Both arms down. Close your eyes and just breathe. You're gonna do that one more time. Both arms up, both sides of your body. Full inhalation. Hold your breath in full. Both arms up. I'm gonna pause the music so you can hear me fully. Both arms up. Hold in full. And now, while you're holding, just make sure your tongue is stick at the top of your mouth, at the roof of your mouth, inside of your closed mouth, and squeeze your vagina once. Shoop. Feel that going up your spine. Take one more sip of air. Keep holding. Tongue at the roof of the mouth. Squeeze one time. Shoot that energy up. And you're gonna exhale in 3, 2, 1. Exhale, both arms down to your knees. And breathe normal. Now we're going to do the reverse of this. So I'm gonna have you take a big inhale, and then you're gonna exhale fully. And you're going to be holding for 10 seconds in empty. It feels a bit more dramatic for the brain, but so you know you can hold up to a minute in empty, and I'm only gonna get you 15 seconds. So you can stay with the experience, even if it's uncomfortable. And then I'm gonna ask you to lock your bandha. Lock your bandha really literally means squeeze your perineum muscle. It's called the mula bandha. This sends the energy up your spine, and you wanna have the tongue at the roof of your mouth to close the circuit so that your life force energy really moves all the way to your pineal gland. Because we are producing a lot of neurochemistry right now to activate this concept of presence that goes through our kundalini. Yeah? So let's take a deep inhale and exhale. Empty yourself completely, no air. Now, suck your belly in, bring both arms up, interlace your fingers and squeeze up while you are empty. And squeeze your vagina muscles. Lock your bandha, send the energy up, make sure the tongue is at the roof of your mouth, and with both arms straighten up so you're becoming a channel. Activating something. All those muscles at the bottom. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale and bring both arms down to your knees. Close your eyes and just feel the experience. Feel the feeling. It might be yawning, nervous system regulating. There might be tinglings. There might be a little bit of panic. Sometimes the body goes like, there was no oxygen enough. No, there was. I have an oximeter that I put in people's fingers to see. You can go until 1 minute before the body really needs to breathe. We're going to do this one more time. Yeah. Big inhalation. Exhale, completely empty yourself. Now suck your belly in, contract your muscles. Bring both arms up, interlace your fingers with the index up. Squeeze the posture up. While you're locking your mula bandha, the perineal muscles, tongue at the roof of your mouth, eyes closed, become the channel. Feel your power, your center, your magnetism. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, big. Bring both arms down to your knees. Close your eyes and feel your body. And hold your most dear intention. Your most dear purpose in life in this moment. Hold it in your awareness now because your body is listening. Biochemically, your body is listening. Physically, your body is listening. Spiritually, your body is listening. Hold that which you are becoming. I am becoming wealth, abundance, love. You can even say it out loud, you're unmuted. Speak it so you can hear it. What are you becoming? You are the masterpiece. You're the muse and the artist. And it's your body that creates. It's through your body that you exist. Speak it out loud so your body hears you. I am love, and wealth, and abundance, and expression, and peace, and forgiveness. I'm grateful. To close this, bring your left hand to your heart, your right hand to your womb. Thank you to yourself, or the other way around if it feels more authentic. I see some of you trying wherever the hands feel. And then slowly open your eyes, first looking down. So first thing you see is your legs, your knees. Then look around the room very slowly. So you titrate your nervous system to the external experience. And very slowly let your eyes find the screen again. Have a moment of gratitude for how blessed you are to be sharing your present moment with these gorgeous women from all over the world. And with this, I pass it back to Maria. Sorry, Maria, I went 3 minutes over time. Time.
Thank you, Mama. Well, we started you 5 or 6 minutes late, so you deserve those 3 minutes. And I am going to name that we're going to go another 5 minutes. So if you can stay, would be amazing. If not, I completely understand. I want to honor your time. But I would love, first of all, just to say thank you so much, Layla. Thank you. I love you so much, really deeply. You've changed my life in so many beautiful ways, and I know vice versa. So more to come on that. But just to close in a timely way, I would love to actually just offer a little closing prayer. You know, today has been such a ceremony. We opened with a beautiful prayer from Aliona. We really called in so much energy, you know, so many different just magical elements to the day, lots of information, and we're going to have more tomorrow, right? We have another full day. So actually go ahead, Layla. Mm.
Yeah, before you close, Maria, I just wanted to invite the women to take a moment to share in the chat box. I know we have time, but to share in the chat box how this experience was for them, because we just came out of it super tender. And if there's any question, if there's anything that you want to share with me, just type it on the chat box. I'll take a screenshot of it and I'll find with Maria a way to address that. Maybe I send you an email or something, but we'd just like to create that space for you to share what you just went through, so we don't shift too fast for your experiences.
Thank you, Mama.
Thank you, Maria.
Again, this is the perfect moment to remind us we have the Facebook group, and I would love to invite you to bring your experience from the day, any questions you have, anything that feels, maybe opened and unfinished or something you just want to share. It's a really great place. And Layla, we can get in there, and it's a great place for the teachers also to be responding to any questions or comments or just shares that you have from your day. So please use the chat box now, but also know that we can keep the good times rolling in the Facebook page. And with that, again, actually, before I do the closing prayer, just this kind of last little housekeeping moments. One is that, again, we have this full day tomorrow. We are still open for anyone who wants to register. Again, this is, as you've seen, like every single hour block builds on the last, and it can also stand on its own. And so my biggest reason for offering this free is so that as many women as are called can be here in the room with us. And so if you have friends that you want to share this with, or even just for the recordings, again, all these recordings are going to be living in the Facebook group. I'll be uploading them individually to YouTube, and then we'll be posting them in the group. And so, if there's women in your life that you think would benefit, but they can't be here live tomorrow, they can also join in the Facebook group and watch any and all of the recordings. So again, I want to name that. I want to name that we're going to be doing a really fun giveaway tomorrow. So anyone who can be there live, it will be really fun to share more about that. And yeah, again, I just want to say
And
thank you.
Maria,
Uh-huh.
can I invite the women who want to join for the magnetic masterclass? Is this a good moment for that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what we just did is a teaser of a much longer practice that I would love to share with you. And it would be amazing to have you, also you, Maria, because you will already know what you're doing. So you can go really deep. We're doing this on the 7th, I believe, next Tuesday online. I just put the link on the WhatsApp, on the chat box, sorry. It's an entire class dedicated to activating magnetism. I call it the Magnetic Masterclass. And we go through a much longer practice. I actually have pre-recorded it, so it's really beautiful and the sound is perfect. And yeah, just wanted to invite you, it's free as well. And the women who are doing these practices with me regularly will be there. So you also get to be inspired to witness other women who have been doing this work for a long time. We normally get like hundreds of women in the room. Let's see what happens this time. But the power of doing this together live, it's really inspiring. So I made it in a time zone that you can. It's pretty late for me in Bali, but for those in the States, yeah, you're super invited and welcome to be there. Thank you, Maria. Thank you for letting me the space to invite them.
Of course. Again, this is all about widening the ripples of community, and there's so much. Actually, each one, Jamie tomorrow has some really beautiful free offerings coming up. And so again, this is really our moment of gifting from the generosity, from the overflow to all of you ladies. So thank you. I will definitely be there for your masterclass. I love any and all chances I get to be with you. And I see that somebody asked about the Zoom link for tomorrow. It's the same Zoom link as today. I put in the Eventbrite. It's just a really great way because you get an automatic email, and this is a good link if you want to share with anybody else who wants to join us live or for the replays. All right, ladies, I'm just going to take us into a very brief prayer. Again, I want to honor the time, but I'm just going to invite us to close our eyes. Really sinking fully back into our bodies, dropping our energy down and back. And for this moment, we're just going to land directly in our womb space, in our pelvic bowl, our chalice, our dantian. I want to invite us to just invoke such a deep energy of gratitude right now for this portal that we all have in our physical and metaphorical bodies that connect us to the all that is. It's such a gift to be born, incarnated into these powerful feminine forms. If it feels true to bring your hands to your womb, to your center here, and just say thank you. This gratitude is a thank you to us, to our bodies, to our souls, to our spirits, to our hearts, to our minds, to ourselves for showing up. Yes, here in this room, but more than anything for ourselves. Showing up with this love and this care, this devotion, this desire to nourish these beautiful temples that we've been gifted for such a short time. Really bringing in this awareness of these greater ecosystems that we are all a part of, and how our health, our thriving, our flourishing, our expansion, our growth directly supports the health of our greater ecosystem, of our sisters, our family, our community, humanity at large, all of life on this beautiful planet. This is the gift we can give to ourselves and to the web of life, is to keep showing up. Even when we're tired or confused, these practices are meant to help us find the core of our truth inside the stillness that will help us break through, blossom through that confusion, that self-doubt, the part of us that just doesn't know. There's a deeper part of us that knows our essence, knows the sound of the heartbeat that pounds in our chest, that connects us to our mother. I want to thank each one of you beautiful women and all of your ancestors that you've brought here, your benevolent, elevated ancestors that want only the best for you. We each have a legion of these angels and guides and ancestors that are cheering us on. Thank you to the spirits of the land where each one of us are right now, the territory, the spirits of the land where we were each born, that will always be an anchor for us no matter where we move on the planet. I will say thank you to all the elements that make up our physical and metaphysical bodies, and the directions. Within that orientation, that compass, honoring our Mother, Father, God, Pachamama, just completing right here with ourselves. We are the center point of each one of our own unique spheres. And how deeply sovereign and yet interconnected we are with each other. I'm going to close with that quote one more time, which someone so beautifully put in the chat, Layla Watson. If you came here to help me, you're wasting your time. But if you came here because your liberation is wrapped up in mine, then let us work together. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, ladies. I want to bless your beautiful sleep and rest time and share that I'm so excited to have you all back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. We have a whole nother beautiful day of offerings and more time for each one of you to share and bring your voice and your beingness. Anything you want to share with the group and be witnessed, we'll have time for that tomorrow. Thank you so much. And with that, I say good night. And please find us in the Facebook, share your experiences. Thank you, Layla. Thank you, ladies. We'll see you tomorrow.